Hi everybody, my name is Brittany. I'm here tuning in from the beautiful northern Ontario here in Canada, Turtle Island. And I am so looking forward to sharing some wisdoms, some invitations to your own inner wisdom around the theme of the cycles of life, sun and moon, death and rebirth, and how important it is to really center and honor every single stage of the cycles. So, firstly, thank you, Laura, for having me. Thank you, Mrs. Flowers Media, for connecting us. I am a student, a teacher, and a devotee of feminine spirituality, of feminine mysticism, womb wisdom, body wisdom, and at its core, to hold a doorway for women to remember our primordial wisdom, our deep inner knowing, and how to recenter the power of our womanhood on our full spectrum feminine essence. So this topic, the cycles of life, are something that I deeply commune with. We see in our own bodies every single cycle that we see within our ecosystems, within our planet. We have our luteal phase, we have our menstruation, our follicular, and our ovulation. These seasons within our body, within our womb, are mirrors of our seasons on Earth, of our ecosystem. So what a powerful reminder of how interrelated we are to Great Mother and to every element here on Earth. So I want to begin by inviting you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And we'll go 2 more times. In the nose and exhaling out the mouth. And one last time, this time really rooting your body on the surface or land beneath you. Beautiful. Now in this space, in this presence, begin to go into reflection of what the cycles of life mean to you and your life. Maybe seeing all the ways that you see, that you witness the many seasons within your day, within your month. And just be in that reflection for a moment. I can share in my life, currently in the northern hemisphere here in Canada. Right now we have fall, we have autumn, there's leaves falling, there's death of the leaves, death of a lot of, flowers and things that we usually see blooming here seasons prior. And as this begins to happen, I notice in my own being, in my own life, I begin to go into reflection of what needs to die within my life, within my consciousness, within the way that I show up to my life. This also mirrors to me when my body goes through menstruation. I go into reflection of, what am I releasing? What am I purifying out of my vessel on a physical way, on a physical level? So here is an example of the ways we are interrelated with Earth. We are interrelated with these cycles we see within Earth. And it is so deeply beautiful to commune with this truth. There are many, many ways to look at polarity on Earth. You know, like I shared, sun and moon, right? We see yin and yang. We see death, birth. We see anima, animus in Latin for feminine, masculine. There are so many polarities that are contrasting but deeply need each other. We look at the ways that life blooms on Earth. We plant a seed in the deep soils, but without the sun, this seed will not bloom and grow. There are these metaphors within our own being too. Without our masculine energy, our yang energy, we cannot give life to the creative ideas we have in our feminine being. The feminine being a place of intuition, of creation, of emotion, of expansion, and so much more. We need both so deeply. In our culture, we often demonize the dark. We demonize and we reject such an important part of this cycle. We do this because, for the most part, these deeper places, these deeper emotions can scare us, can make us feel like we will never come back up to the light. But all we need to remember is how natural these cycles are. Without winter, we will not see spring and summer. Without our menstruation, we will not see our ovulation and all that that brings as well in our more yang energy. And when we honor the dark, we remember that without the dark, there is no true nourishment. The dark is where we source our power, where we go and cocoon and deeply nourish our being. When it's winter on Earth, we get to cocoon inside and reflect on the year we just went through and be able to really give ourselves that deep incubation. If we didn't have that incubation, how would we have the life force and the expression that we usually have during the summer months? We also like to pedestal and glamorize and attach to the light. We attach to this because it has been more of a glorified and centered aspect in our culture. We think about the ways we may feel more likable or more digestible when we're in our lighter emotions, our joy, our happiness, you know, all of these things that are a little bit more expressed and more shiny. But when we go into this remembrance of the full cycle, we decolonize this part of us that believes that one is better than the other. They're all beautiful and all perfect and all needed for the symbiotic cycle of life to be complete. I want to share that when we come back to our indigenous ways of relating with life, we remember the ways our ancestors lived in deep honoring of every single season and cycle. All across the globe in many different cultures, we see that there was once religions where we were devoted to honoring and worshiping both the sun and the moon. And we can now connect through ritual, through ceremony, and creating our own rituals to again center the importance of honoring both the sun and the moon, both of these polarities. A way that I connect to this is by creating altars to really honor a season or a new opening to a new season. So here we recently had the equinox, which is all about, reflecting on the month prior, summer, and collecting harvest and really coming into gratitude of how much we now hold, and harvest here on earth. I made an altar and collected items from nature, leaves. I collected rocks, stones, sweetgrass, and I went into a deep gratitude of what these brighter, lighter months brought me, and reflected about what potentially will be coming in these more darker months, and how I can use these darker months to support my own evolution as a woman. I love the dark and I cherish the light, because both of these aspects are so deeply important. I hope that this video brought some inner inquiry or reflection for you about the ways you can reclaim the beauty and the power of both sun and moon, dark and light. And I have deep gratitude for you being here and reflecting with me through this. So thank you so much. Sending you blessings and all the best.